Right now is the first step of the HVAC system inspection. We're starting with the heat. We're basically gonna go through our full checklist. First thing we like to do is we always like to get a temperature rise. Basically, we slide our thermometers into the ductwork like this, and we're taking the temperature of our return air and our supply air. We're gonna subtract the difference, and then that's gonna give us our temperature rise. It's basically a good standard indicator of how well the furnace is operating. Right now, we're checking the static pressure of the system. Static pressure is basically a measurement of the friction of air. So we're measuring how much resistance the air is receiving as it travels through the furnace. So you have your blower down here, your heat exchanger, and your evaporator coil. By taking the static pressure, we can determine that air is moving at a good flow rate and making sure that there's not any restrictions or things that are going to prevent it from getting up to the home where it needs to be. So pretty much most systems require a static pressure of around 0.5 or 0.6 maximum. This one's a little bit high, so most likely it has some kind of restriction, either a dirty filter, small ductwork, dirty coil, it could be several things. I would say that's pretty dirty, so that's probably where our restriction is going to be. When you have a dirty filter like this, it's going to restrict all that airflow, making the motor work harder. It's going to make sure everything's running hotter. It can cause damage to the heat exchanger, to the furnace, any electrical components. That's why changing your filter is so important. So after taking a look at this humidifier, we're doing our standard checks on it, pretty much trying to turn it on. Nothing happens, and you can check. You feel this solenoid is super duper hot from the coil in there trying to open, but it's locked up. We can even check with an amp draw. You can see it's pulling pretty high amps for a solenoid, so it's locked up tight. It's not gonna let any water through. That solenoid is bad. So while doing our furnace inspection, noticed a few different symptoms of issues with the heat exchanger. Those being that the temperature rise was very high, the flames were flickering orange. So we decided to get in here and take a look at the heat exchanger. This furnace is from 2011, so it's about 14 years old as well. The longer a furnace has been around, the more prone it is to having these issues. So we opened the back panel up here, and we're gonna take a look at this heat exchanger and see if it's got any cracks, any rusting, hot spots, see if there's any problems with it. So we got done taking a look at the heat exchanger, and it does have some hot spots on it, just sections of the metal where it's heated up a lot over time, which is perfectly normal for a 14-year-old furnace. Didn't find any cracks or holes or spots that are rusted through, so this heat exchanger looks safe. We got everything on this furnace checked out. So the last step in the furnace inspection process is just a quick cleaning. We're gonna get all this dust, debris, dead bugs, anything that we don't want in the furnace. We're gonna get it out of there, so that way it's looking nice.